Breaking news. The New York Yankees have absolutely robbed the MLB, and that is all because this guy is headed to the Bronx. Chisholm Jr. has been traded from Miami to New York in a deal including 3 Yankees prospects. Craig Mish was the one to break it down first. Welcome to Yankees Digest. We are going to break down all of this news. This is a different video than most, as we have live breaking news, but really, really fast. Before we get into it, subscribe right now, get that number 94.1 down, and join the channel because you don't want to miss a single beat. And that is true, folks. Jeff Passan breaks the news for us Yankees fans. The New York Yankees are finalizing a deal to acquire outfielder Chisholm from the Miami Marlins. Sources tell ESPN. Y'all, Brian Cashman did something. He made a move, and I personally love this move, and I'll tell you why. Let's look at Chisholm's statistics thus far. So we know he is a current outfielder. However, he also has the ability to be a second baseman, and we'll get further into that in just a second. On the year, he's got 13 home runs, 50 RBIs. His on-base percentage is .323, and in 386 at-bats, he's got 96 hits, right? So it's not incredibly striking the batting average portion, but he makes things happen. He works the count. He's young. He's under team control for 2 more years. He's not a free agent until 2027. So he's going to be, hopefully, in my eyes, I would hope the Yankee second baseman until 2027, potentially also an extra outfield arm out there, and he's a lefty. It's like a lot of these pieces have come together to form what may be a very, very, very beautiful trade. Let's take a look at the details. So the Marlins, as I mentioned, are receiving 3 prospects in return. This is going to be headlined by catcher Agustin Ramirez, and this was reported by ESPN's Alden Gonzalez. Now, as we know, Ramirez is 22 and the 20th ranked prospect for the Yankees, but forget about that. Let's look at Chisholm. And now I know a lot of you guys liked Agustin Ramirez, so let me know what you think about that. Also, 2 other prospects that have not been named yet, and that will be interesting to see. But Chisholm is slashing a .249, .323, and .407. Now pause. .249, obviously not admirable, and pretty much what the Yankees are sitting at right now. But he's got the speed, and he works the count. And besides Anthony Volpe and his 18 stolen bases, Chisholm has 22, and no Yankee has stolen more than 5 times this current season. So that adds a speed caliber, and it adds a guy that works the count. And to me, this is like, you don't love the batting average at .249, but we know there's room for improvement, and a change of scenery, it's like sometimes that's the best thing to happen to a player. And I have so much hope for this particular move and this particular deal that Cashman has made with Miami. Now, I want to show you this, and this is really interesting to me. As I was really quickly searching for graphics here for this video as the news broke, I found this, and this was actually posted yesterday before the trade. This is Chisholm's spray chart in Yankee Stadium. We know short porch and right field, and we know that lefties have the absolute benefit and always benefit in Yankee Stadium because they tend to pull the ball, and you have the short porch in right field, and it works out. This is what Chisholm has done so far in Yankee Stadium. And if you look at all of the home runs he's hit -1, that went .399 to about left center or so, they've all been short porch home runs in right field. And he works that just like any lefty on the Yankees would. So this gives me even more confidence that he may fit in perfectly within this lineup, and he gets on base otherwise, right? I mean, yes, he has had a lot of outs, and the Yankees have gotten him out before, but as you can see here, lots of singles, handful of doubles, the occasional triple, and a decent amount of home runs within Yankee Stadium. This, for me, is very, very enticing. I like this a lot. What's going to be most interesting here is to see where in the field Chisholm will play for the Yankees. Now let's take a look at this let's take a look at this report and kind of scouting thing here by MLB.com. I'm not going to read the whole thing and bore you with all these words, but look, he is an all-star, and he was actually voted into the NL League's starting all-star game as a starting second baseman in 2022. Now, as we know, he has spent the majority of his career in center field, and that was to make way for Luis Arias in Miami. Only recently, he has returned to second base a few times to cut back on how much running he was doing in the outfield. And we know he is capable of being a second baseman. And we also know there has been a problem with our second baseman, and there has been a problem with that all year long. offensively, defensively. So is this a move from Brian Cashman to kind of fill a hole at second base necessarily? Is this a hole that is going to be filled? Maybe we're talking about Verdugo. Where does Verdugo go? Or are we going to see a Gleyber Torres trade in the coming days as well? Maybe even today. I have no idea. Are we going to see that kind of transpire? That's a question that will be very interesting as well. Now, this is a little bit more of his statistics if we kind of zero in here. Again, he's a lefty, he throws righty, he's 5'11", and he's got the versatility to play center, second, and short. Obviously, if he's going to be playing middle infield, it's going to be second base for the Yankees, and he's arbitration eligible as of 2025. He's not a free agent until 2027, again, under team control for the next 2 seasons. And he exceeded rookie limits during his 2021 season, 2022, starting all-star at second base, like I mentioned. But if we just look here at the career stats as well, look, his batting average is somewhat of average, 246. But again, I just absolutely love that this guy can get on base. He's got the speed, he's got the confidence, and he's a humble kid, but sometimes he gets fired up, and I think that fits right into with where the Yankees are, and I think he's going to be an incredible fit for this roster in really a ton of ways. He's 26 years old, and again, he's going to be a free agent in 2027. This could be a potential 2-year acquisition for New York, and if it goes according to plan, look, I love this. I love everything about this, and I don't want to get too excited because, of course, it doesn't matter until he shows it in the field, but nonetheless, I like this move. I do. I'm going to be pretty honest with it. I like this move. And look, the fact that he has the ability to potentially play second base is also something that is very attractive. Again, and I know I keep repeating the same things here, but it is very interesting to note and interesting to see, and I'm excited for it. And then, of course, tonight's game. Obviously, you can't fly him out there on a plane to Fenway Park right this second and get him in the lineup as much as all Yankee fans would love. But this is what you have your lineup to be right now with the 60-45 Yankees. And this is what it looks like. Marcus Stroman on the mound against Boston. And it's like, you can't lose a series like this. You can't. And this lineup could have a little bit of extra push in here, a little bit of extra aura, if you will, with Chisholm in there. It doesn't mean that the lineup's going to be absolutely beautiful and perfect and fix everything, because Chisholm and his average this year doesn't show much different from what the current average of the Yankees batters is. However, it adds a change. And what have I said time and time again? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And the fact that now you have a position here where you can put him in the outfield, and don't need Grisham out there. You can put him at second base and don't need Torres out there, and you have more options. Hey, this is a move I like. I really do. I obviously didn't expect it, but I like that things were done, and we actually have been reporting on trade talks with the Marlins for Chisholm. So there was some information going on there, and it obviously came to fruition. And if you want to ask me my opinion, I tell you I like it. So let me know in the comments what you think of this trade deal. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Did you want somebody else? Do you think a Gleyber Torres trade is imminent now? Because that's the most intriguing thing to me now is, do we think Gleyber Torres is a Yankee post-trade deadline? And that's going to be interesting. And I also would like to know who those other 2 prospects that will be headed to Miami are going to be. That would be very interesting as well. But with all that, breaking news in New York, that's going to do it for this video of Yankees Digest. Again, hit that subscribe button, because my feeling is that we're going to get a lot more information coming up very soon. So I'm excited for it. I hope you're excited for it. And now I'm fired up, because now things are happening, and Brian Cashman's not just sitting around doing nothing. So kudos to him. Welcome Jazz Chisholm to New York. Can't wait to see him in pinstripes. I know those jersey swaps are already all over the place. But with all that being said, this has been Yankees Digest. I have been your host, Gabby Gordon, and I will catch you in the next one.